everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have another set to do today. It is Gingerbread Man nails, well, and Rudolph. I have a Rudolph in there too, but we're going to use this Beetles A397, which is just the perfect gingerbread brown color. And then we're also going to use some gel art liner from Model 1, and then of course the 219, which is the white, and then the 220, A219, A220, and those are both Beetles colors also. Welcome to my channel. If this is the very first time you've ever seen one of my videos, I use a lot of Beetles products, but yeah, I'm not like exclusive Beetles. I just can give you a 35% off discount. So if you use my code at beetlesgel.com, my code is Laura35, then you can get 35% off. And so yeah, I try to use as many of these Beetles products as I can so that if you love the color, you can go and get some and then replicate the look, right? Yeah, so I will put that information as well as all the colors that I'm using and all of the products really that I use. I'll put it down in the description. That way you can look afterwards and enjoy the video. Instead of having to go shop or go write down codes or anything, you can just pick those up towards the end of the video if you want to. But yeah, so we did the pinky nail in a solid brown, and we're just going to do the base colors first. So we are now doing the ring finger. We did half of it solid brown, and then the other half we did with the black. Then we also did the middle finger with the white. That's the 219, A219 white from Beetles. And yeah, these are turning out super cute, right? Already I'm loving them. Total gingerbread man vibes, right? Like when I pulled out this color, I instantly went, oh, we have to do gingerbread men. So I did end up getting one on, but this one is the pointer finger, and this one is going to be embellished with a big snowflake, and we're going to use chrome today also. So I'm going to use this matte top coat, which is also a Beetles product. And when I do art, I really like to do it on matte. It just makes the liner go on so much smoother for me. That might just be me, I don't know, but yeah, I like to work with matte a little bit better. But so I'm putting this black liner down with a long liner brush, and this is my striper brush, but it just makes it so much easier to get a nice clean straight line. And so I'm just cleaning up basically the division between the black and the brown, and that did a perfect job. And then of course I'm putting the matte top coat also on the, what is this? This is the pointer finger. Yeah, so yeah, tell me down below if you prefer matte when you're doing your gel polish, your liner, or if you just go for it with the shiny or whatever surface happens to be when you're ready to put on. Do you do that extra step or no? Let me know down below. Okay, that's the question of the day. So this is the thumbnail, and we're also going to do a half and half, but this one we're doing at a diagonal. So we're going to use that gingerbread color. And Rudolph is actually going to be on this nail, but we're going to do half brown, and then we're going to cure it. I always cure in between coats, and I always cure for 2 minutes. So the longer the cure, the better. If you start to see wrinkles or anything like that in your gels, it's usually because it's either too thick, like you're putting the gel on too thick. You need to do like little thin, like as little product as you possibly can to get the coverage nice and thin, or you're under curing it. So yeah, I always cure it for 2 minutes just to make sure, right? We don't want the color smudging once we've got it perfect, right? So I have a little fuzzy in there, so I'm just taking one of my art brushes and I pulled it out, and then of course I touched it up, and as particular as I am, and these fuzzies are driving me nuts, of course I went over it again with the white, and I tried to put it on as thin as possible, right? So now I'm going to do the division line again, but this time I'm doing it with the white liner, and yeah, I'm dividing it, and it just turns out so much cleaner when you do the division line, you know. And I think I'm actually doing this after I had done the matte. I don't really know why I did that, but yeah, it ended up popping a little bit, which kind of looked good. It looked kind of cool on the thumb, right? So happy mistakes, right? It just shows you that, you know, you can just forge forward even if you're kind of going off of your plan. So now I've got the gingerbread man out, and in order to stick him on, first I used this nail foil glue, just a little dot of it, and I went to go stick him on, and it wasn't enough, and so I thought, oh, I'm going to put more on, and then I was like, why don't I just put it on all of it? So that's what I did. I just put it on all of it, and yeah. This actually is when I decided to break out foil also. As soon as I put it on all the nail, I'm like, well, I might have to do more than just the gingerbread man with the foil glue. Maybe I will bring some foil out, right? So that's what I ended up doing, which is what all the chrome ends up being. If you saw the picture beforehand, and I'm sure you did, you're watching this. So yeah, that's where the chrome idea started coming. So what I do is I kind of like varnish it on, I stick it on, and then I varnish it by rubbing it with my little tool, and then I try to pick up an edge. If anything is lifting still, then I just pull the plastic right back down and varnish it some more until you can lift the whole plastic off. And it comes off so perfectly, and my gingerbread man looks super cute, doesn't he? Good enough to eat, right? Oh my gosh, I love gingerbread. I love gingerbread. I am not ashamed to say I always bite the head off first. Do you do the same thing? Do you bite the head off first, or do you like gingerbread? Oh my gosh, I'm a sucker for anything that is sweet. Seriously, I will eat every cookie in the house if somebody else doesn't get to it before me. Seriously. But, and of course I love, love, love the holidays. One tradition that I do, and I was just thinking about it today on my way home from the store. I just ran in to get like milk, and of course when you run in for milk you end up grabbing like 15 other things. But so I ran in for milk, and I you know, forgot a couple of things on my way home. I always do this. On my drive home, I'm like, oh man, I forgot the eggs. And I write myself lists, so I don't know why I don't use them while I even bring the list with me, and then I end up like leaving it in the car, or, you know, it's like falls somewhere in my purse or something and I can't find it. So I just wing it, and then lo and behold, I always forget something. And as I was driving home, I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's only a couple days until Christmas. And I have a traditional sweet that I always make. I always make Christmas fudge. And it's so funny because, you know, our family, it was getting bigger as the years went on, but now it seems to be getting smaller. And I feel like I'm the only one at this point that eats my fudge. So yeah, I make one batch of fudge. I used to make 2 or 3 when we were having like big Christmas celebrations with like 30 plus people. But now we're down to like 4 people, and sometimes 5 if Tyler brings his girlfriend with him. But this year he's not. She's going to be out of state. So it's just going to be the 4 of us really. And so guess who's going to be eating all that fudge? And you know I am definitely going back to the store to get all the goodies tomorrow so that I can make that fudge. Yeah, so I'm also going to put this Merry Christmas on, but I decided instead, and the Rudolph, but I decided I'm going to use foil on this now. Now that I have completely what is it? I have lined it, I guess, and circled it with the black liner. So now I'm putting foil in. Do you see that I'm varnishing just little teeny parts of it? I'm not like varnishing the whole foil, and that's why it's coming off in like little bits. And that's what I'm wanting. I want it to be little bits. I don't want it to be like solid, just chrome look. I want it to be like little teeny bits, and that's why I'm touching it on, and then I'm using the tweezers to just kind of touch it a little harder in certain spots, and then I pull it off. And that one didn't work at all, but this one works great. See, there you go. And then I just kind of use the foil around the edge, and you'll see later that I end up just cutting off the parts that I'm not going to use. And see, I'm just kind of using the bits and particles that I haven't torn off of the foil. And this is what makes my foil last and last and last. And then when I'm done, look at how cute that looks. Oh my gosh, I love it. It adds the extra shine. And of course, I'm going to put a shiny top coat on top. You can also put the matte top coat if you prefer matte. But anytime I put on glitter, rhinestones, foil, anything that sparkles really, my mind thinks that I absolutely have to put shiny top coat. So that's why I do that. But okay, so that was the middle nail. And now we're gonna work on the ring finger, which is this Cruella nail, right? I'm putting the nail foil glue on, and then you cure it for 2 minutes. And then once it's cured, it comes out like sticky, but like the strongest stick, right? And then you place your little decal, and now I'm going to varnish this completely. See, I'm just rubbing it completely with the tweezers, and nice and smooth, and trying to get every little teeny, there's like little teeny holly berries and everything around the wording, and then I take it off in one swoop and it comes off perfectly. Do you see that? Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. And then of course I'm going to use the foil to, and you see I'm placing it all completely on, but then I'm not going to rub the whole thing. I'm tapping like different little areas all over. If I used my finger and just rubbed it, it would be one solid foil. It wouldn't be crackly at all. And I'm going for that crackle look, right? So that's why I'm doing that. Yeah, I love foil. I love that you can play with it in so many different ways, and that it just adds something. This looks very edgy, I think. And, with the crackle look, and it's like a bronze gold, I guess. And so now, of course, I am top coating it with, you don't have to cure it once you put the foil on. You just top coat it and then cure the top coat for 2 minutes. And this Beetles Top Coat is amazing. If you haven't tried it yet, For years and years and years in the salon, I always used products that only professionals could get their hands on. And I was spending, it was high dollar, I'm telling you. And can I tell you, this Beetles Top Coat, which is not even a quarter of the price of the finish gel that I used to use in the salon, work just as well. Like, I cannot tell the difference. I am not even kidding you. So if you are looking for a very affordable top coat, then absolutely grab the Beetles Top Coat. The shiny top coat is amazing, and it dries with a no tacky residue, so it dries perfect. And yeah, you know, walk out dry. 2 minutes in the light and you walk out dry. Yeah, so now we're working on the thumb. And Rudolph is being a bugger. I could barely find a spot to lift off, but yeah, he's stuck on, and he did such a good job. Came off in one swoop. And then of course I'm adding the foil around Rudolph as well. He's happy on the thumb. He was the biggest decal in this brown theme that I could find. So do you see how I'm cutting off the edges? Yeah, I'm cutting it off so that I can get myself some clean edge. And oh, did you see that I wiped it like that? I wiped it and almost all of it. See how it all comes on or is left on if you wipe it like that? I was like, no, that's too much. So I'm trying to get that crackle look. So now I'm going to be very careful with it from here on out. And you can see I'm pulling it, and oh my gosh, this foil is so pretty. It is so pretty. It adds something really cool onto it. So much better, I think, than just the plain nail. But I am definitely extra. Like, almost everything that I do, I have to hold myself back from doing it, like overdoing it. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm holding myself back from overdoing it. I'm like, no, I don't want to confuse the antlers, you know, the antler look. So, yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to tap on some more chrome. Yeah, foil. Loving the foils. And I think I'm about done. I think I'm going to get this corner, just the corner, varnish a little bit, done. And yeah, he turned out amazing. He looks like he's peeking through the woods, doesn't he? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. He's so cute. And I'm going to miss him because, you know, we only have a couple more days, and then Rudolph is going back to the North Pole with Santa, and we won't see him for another year. So yeah, I'm glad that I ended up putting him in, and I'm glad that I ended up doing another Christmas set. I know it's a little late. I mean, nobody's really doing Christmas nails, you know, a day before Christmas, like all the salons are closed. But yeah, you can do it yourself, right? So right before Christmas, so I thought I'd get one more in. Yeah, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to have time to do another set before Christmas because, you know, I have that fudge to make. And also Tyler is coming into town. So, yeah, I have to prepare for that and get the spare room ready. And yeah, I just can't wait to see him. If you don't know who Tyler is, he is my middle son. He lives in New York, and I only see him a couple times a year. So yeah, and then Logan is my youngest, and he's still at home. So go hang out with me, be friends with me on Facebook, and you'll totally get to know everything. Okay, so I drew everything about me. I mean, I drew on with that foil glue, I drew on a Christmas tree, and now I'm burnishing it, and this is how it turned out. So really kind of chromy, and it almost looks like just the skeleton of a Christmas tree or a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm taking the black nail art liner, and this is by Model 1, and I will put that in the description also. And I'm just outlining the Christmas tree and forming it a little bit more. And you know what I love about this nail and how this Christmas tree turned out more than anything is that I did it at an angle. Do you see that I did it at an angle? Like, this is the pinky nail, and you basically will see this from the angle. Like, I don't know. When I'm looking at my nails, when my nails are done, I hardly ever have them done anymore because I'm so into making the videos and, you know, instead of doing my own nails. But when I do my nails and I do the art and everything, I like the art to show from my angle, right? And so looking at this from the pinky, if I had this on my finger, I would be seeing it from my angle, right? Well, if I had it on my right hand, I guess I should say. I'm extremely right-handed. Anyway, do we have any lefties here? Let me know if you're a left-handed writer or artist, because I know that some left-handed people, like Logan is left-handed. He can do some things with both hands. He writes with his right hand or his left hand. But I see him like do all sorts of things with his right hand instead of his left hand. So yeah, that's called ambidextrous or something like that. Anyway, are you also ambidextrous? Or are you a lefty or are you a righty? Let me know in the comments. Yeah. And now I'm using that same foil glue. It looks like it's just clear liner, but it's foil glue. And then once I have this big snowflake this is the pointer finger that we're working on. Once I have that big snowflake on, then I'm going to cure this glue for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to come on and varnish it. I think that's the word. I hope I'm not using the wrong word, but brandishing it. I'm varnishing. I don't even know. But yeah, so I did the whole snowflake, and oh my gosh, how cute is that? It's a shiny chrome snowflake. Yeah, they can come in different colors than white, right? Of course they can. And you know, I always like to add, when I'm doing a set, I always like to add different colors to the nails, all the colors like matching kind of. So there should be a little bit of white, a little bit of black, a little bit of chrome, and all of the nails. In my mind, that's how it works. It doesn't have to though. If you want to do it your way and just do the chrome or just do your snowflake white, you can certainly do that too. And yeah, this is just how I envision doing it. And this is how I love the creative process. You know, you do you and whatever makes you happy. And so I thought that adding white would also make it pop. And so I decided to put on these dots. And then when I got to about the 5th dot, I was like, you know, I think I want to make them snowflake, those little crystals instead. So I started pulling the dots to the side to make little crystals. And so when you're working with these dots though, they tend to flood themselves. And so I have to work really, really quick to do this. I thought I was going to just put it in the light all dotty. And then of course my mind went, no, that's not enough. We need to make crystals out of it. So I'm pulling them from the center, and then I'm going to go around and I'm going to pull them from the top. And that, first I'm going to put dots on. And that is what makes the crystals, like, oh my gosh, really become part of this snowflake to me in my mind. I'm sure that was enough like that, but I felt that the crystals were too round. So I just took the tops of the crystals and I pulled it into the line, and you'll see it almost has like a tulip effect, right? So if this was in the springtime, this is how I would be doing my tulips, right? And so it just kind of added to the form of that crystal. And so that's why I ended up doing it. And it pulled the round shape out of it, right? Do you see how it's doing that? It's like, instead of it looking like a dot that's been pulled from one side to the next, it now looks like crystal V's. Yeah, I love the way that turned out. Anyways, this is how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I absolutely love that we are, oh my gosh, look at that pinky nail. Anyways, yeah, the shiny definitely pulls my attention. I absolutely love that we are building this community, is what I was going to say. And I just love that you came to hang out with me, and I hope that you love this set as much as I do. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't see you before then, but I will definitely be back with a vengeance soon. Have a great night, and we'll see you in the next video.